Hi and welcome to today's session on trigonometry to find missing angles. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the trigonometric functions, very similar to what we use to find missing sides, but now we're going to be using the reciprocal of these functions to find missing angles. So the reciprocal of sine is 1 over sine, or we could also show this as sine to the power or the index to -1, and you might see this actually on your calculator as well. So key things that we've got to remember is that cosecant or CSC is sine to -1. It's the reverse of sine, it's the reciprocal of sine. Secant, which some of you might see on your calculator as sec, or maybe even cos to the power of -1. And cotangent or cot, you might see on your calculator as tan to -1, or you might see it as cot. Now, show these on a Casio calculator. Here we've got our stand calculator, in which case, to use these functions, majority of the time we've got to hit our shift button beforehand, or we might have a function button up here. Then we are going to hit our sine button, or our cos button, or our tan button to access these. This is when we are looking to find missing angles. When we're looking to find missing sides, we won't need to press shift beforehand. We could test this out if we was to press shift, sine 0.5 equals 30. Or in this case, it would be 30 degrees. Now I can check this, because if I was to put it into reverse, so sine 30, that would equal 0.5. Now to actually use these within given problems, here I've got a right angle triangle, in which case, as always, anytime that we are looking to solve an angle or side, first thing that we must always do is label the sides. So we've got our hypotenuse, which is always the longest side, the side opposite our right angle. We've got our opposite, which is opposite our angle given, or the angle that we're looking to solve in this case. And we've got our adjacent, which is going to be next to our given angle. So first thing that we've got a length for our hypotenuse, so I've just highlighted these. And we've got a length also for our opposite. Now, as you can see, we've got no information for our adjacent, so we could actually automatically just get rid of these two straight away. We're going to be using sine. So sine theta, sine angle, equals opposite over hypotenuse. I'm going to look at sine first, and then we're going to be look at cosine, and then we are going to be looking at tangent. So substituting these values in, I've got sine x equals 9 over 12. Now, what I'm going to do, because I need to work out the angle of x, I'm going to take my sine from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Now, of course, taking it from the left-hand side to the right-hand side is going to mean that I'm going to be using its reciprocal. So to type this into a calculator, I'm going to just type in shift sine, which is going to give me the sine to -1. And then inside the brackets, I'm going to put 9 over 12, or 9 divided by 12, and then close my brackets. And that's going to give me 48.95 to 2 decimal places on the calculator. But we need to remember that this is the angle that we're working out, in which case this is going to be in degrees, as long as we've got our calculator set to degrees. Second example. So now, as always, we're going to label, and we've got our adjacent, which is 5 centimeters, and we've got our hypotenuse, which is 12 centimeters. So we're going to be using this triangle just here. So cos theta, cos angle, equals my adjacent over my hypotenuse. Substituting in values, cos whatever my angle is equals 5 over 12. So again, cos is going to go from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, in which case it's going to become its reciprocal. So cos to the power of -1 equals 5 over 12. And again, To do that on the calculator, you'd hit Shift and then hit cos and then put in 5/12 or 5 divided by 12. And that will give me 65.38 degrees to 2 decimal places. And the last example, here we've got a different problem, in which case for this, again, we're going to label the sides. And as you can see, we've got our adjacent, which is 5. We've got our opposite, which is 8, in which case we're going to be using our tangent formula. So tan theta, tan angle, equals opposite over adjacent, substituting in the values, tan x equals 8/5. So x is going to equal the reciprocal of tan to -1, 8/5, which is going to equal 57.99 degrees to 2 decimal places when I type that in the calculator. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.